There's a deck of cards. There's a god figure. I usually played the god figure, and I had to hide the cloak of immortality among the tombstones and the tombs at the Mountain View Cemetery in Oakland, which is a gorgeous old cemetery. Then I'd have people draw from a deck of cards, and whoever got the death card, would put on a skull mask and wait, like in a hide and seek game, for I think it was 5 minutes, 10 minutes, while everyone dispersed. And they would try to not only hide from death, but look for the cloak of immortality. And they also had white face. In the moonlight, you can't see people very well. But if you're wearing white face, you can. So, and also everyone had a black visor mask on the back of their head, which they would turn around and wear at certain times in the game. So, so death goes out and hunts the living, clutches their shoulder, just like in Killer. And at that point, instead of falling dead and screaming, the person clutched puts the mask on and becomes Death's servant, and goes out and does the same thing that Death is doing. So you change your allegiance. You're not on the side of the living anymore. You're on the side of death. And if you find the cloak of immortality, you can put it on and resurrect the dead. So the dead can be part of the living again. So you're changing sides. You could do that conceivably, 3-4 times during the game. And it ends when death and the immortal meet. And the immortal takes a whistle or noisemaker from death and sounds it, and that signals the end of the game. And then the living and the dead are tallied, and that decides who wins. We never gambled on it, but yeah. So in the Cacophony Society, John Law wanted to do it one Halloween night, and we didn't even make it to the playing area, which is the old area of the cemetery, before we were caught by the guards. And John, being as persuasive as he is, managed to get them to let us tell ghost stories at one of the tombs. So we sat around there and told ghost stories. It was a good event, not as good as it could have been, but interesting. And we walked back to our cars, which are parked across the street from the cemetery, and someone had egged all the cars. I don't think it had anything to do with our game, but there's always surprises in the air.